Bhagavatam. Actually, I came to hear about Srimad Bhagavatam, to learn, and for pleasure to Krishna, pleasure of Vaishnavas, and for my own purification, I will try to speak something about Srimad Bhagavatam. In this chapter, this 3 chapter, is very interesting. Some prayers of Gayendra. You know, Srimad Bhagavatam are very much, so many histories about pure devotees of Krishna, and some of these devotees has different situations. And in this case, Gayendra, you know, is a king of elephants, and he was in so many problems, very hard problem actually, and Gayendra speak to our Krishna, offer some more prayers in this chapter, and it's little or so similar with our situation, really, because we are living in some moment of history. We are in Kali Yuga. We are living in some moment in which outside the life, material life, is very difficult, really. Even in this material life, in world material world is difficult, but in Kali Yuga is very more difficult. Even in Kali Yuga, this system, Asuric system, capitalism, consumism is more difficult actually. The big metropolis, the big system of cities is very difficult. So Gayendra's situation is, we are so similar in Gayendra's situation. I choose for that reason this particular verse a bit much, and speak about how we can get good, take a good advantage for this movement in which we are taking part. So we can try to chant only one, really. Yes. Let's put it. Hare Krishna. It's okay. Okay, is the voice. Oh, no. Okay. Okay, I can put here. You can here. Yes. So I think this is not a good idea. Yeah. So the text says, Didriksavo yasya padam sumangalam Vimukta sangas munaya susabdavam Charantya lokka vratam avranam banem Bhutat mahuta sukhrida samegatim Didriksavo yasya padam sumangala Vimukta sangha munaya susadhavam Charantya lokka vratam avranam banem Bhutat mahuta suhrida samegatim I read it. Okay. Translation and purport given us by His Divine Grace. Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. Renunciants and great who see all living beings equally, who are friendly to everyone, and who flawlessly practice in the forest the vows of brahmacharya, vanaprastha, and sannyas, desire to see the all-auspicious lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. May the same Supreme Personality of Godhead be my destination. Purport. In this verse, this verse describes the qualifications for devotees or persons highly elevated in Krishna and spiritual consciousness. We are trying to achieve good, give good pleasure to the Lord, good pleasure to the acharyas. So in this verse, Srila Prabhupada says, this verse describes the qualification for us. For what do we need to attain this level? Devotees, person highly elevated in Krishna consciousness and spiritual consciousness. Devotees are always equal to everyone, seeing distinction between lower and higher class. Pandita Samadarshinaha, do you know this verse? They look upon everyone as a spirit soul who is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Thus, they are competent to search for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the friend of everyone, Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. They act as friends of everyone on behalf of the Supreme Lord. Very beautiful this line, really. These devotees, seeing everyone, no matter if the people study engineering or another thing or whatever, we are trying to give this message everyone, really, because we want everyone to be happy with Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says, these devotees act as friends to everyone on behalf of the Supreme Lord. Because if we give to these people, outside people, we give good dealings, good dealings, yes, people maybe become more attracted to Krishna consciousness because we are acting in behalf of the Supreme Lord. Making no distinction between one nation or another, or one community or another, they preach Krishna consciousness. The teachings of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna consciousness, they are preaching the teaching of Bhagavad Gita everywhere. Thus they are competent to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Such preachers in Krishna consciousness are called Paramahamsas. As indicated by the word Vimukta Sangha, they have nothing to do with material conditions. One must take shelter of such a devotee in order to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Very beautiful purport and text also. Oma Gyana Timirandasya Janandana Salakaya Chachurmanitandina Tasmai Sri Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Staya Mudare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Rachari Nirvishesha Surari Vasarari Panchakarpataruscha Kripa Sindhu Revacha Vadikana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauravartinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so how I say, another thing is that my first language is not English, so I'm trying to learn English also. I will do my best to say what I am thinking, what I am feeling, and I hope that would be clearly for you. Sorry for some words maybe do you not understand. I will try to be clear. So, in material world, I will say in Kali Yuga and material world, we are trying to get happiness, really, to be happy, to be joyful. Actually, we have learned about from scriptures, from Shastra, that every living entity actually comes from the spiritual world, really. Actually, this is not our real home. Indeed, in some texts of Christian culture, this idea is there also. They say this is our foreign place. They say in Christian culture, we are just foreign in this earth. They say the same idea in the Shastra. We are learned that we spiritual souls, we came from another place, which is the real place, the real atmosphere, and in this place we are trying to get happiness. Really, we are trying to seek happiness everywhere. And actually, sometimes Prabhupada said that living in city, eternal seeker of happiness. Really. Eternally we are seek happiness, and when we meet with someone who gives us little happiness, we explode. We try to I don't know this word, but we try to squeeze this person because we think that this person is Krishna, and we try to squeeze this person to give me more and more happiness. And of course, another person feel no happy with this squeeze because because this is another poor living entity. Try to find happiness also, and we try to in this seeker for happiness. Sometimes we get some place, very beautiful place, and we try to explode this not squeeze again this place. The same way person, people, place, money, we're trying to get happiness in somewhere is happiness. If we find happiness, we try to explode, to squeeze this source of happiness. No? And we know that every source in this material world of happiness real cannot give us eternal happiness. No? And so we understand that we have two kinds of happiness: material happiness and spiritual happiness. And actually, even material happiness is spiritual happiness actually, because all things come from the one source, is Krishna, really. And even happiness in this material world is real happiness, is spiritual happiness, but it's so little that this little happiness we cannot be completely joyful with this little happiness. No? Just a drop is the same. So we are learned that real happiness or real quantity of happiness is in the material activities, but in the spiritual activities. Really, we are trying to learn now how to get spiritual happiness from the spiritual activities. Really, if we think actually, what is more easily to get? Which of them is more easier? Is easier to get? Happiness, spiritual or material happiness? Spiritual, one side. Material happiness is easier. Which is material happiness, spiritual happiness. Which is easier to get?
Material world happiness is not there.
Material happiness is not there.
So like somebody is dipped into the water and he has been taken out. So he feels relaxed. So I got some air.
Okay.
That is only there here. That is why that is not happiness actually.
Exactly. This is a good explanation. It is because when we get this happiness, we are in so much troublesome more. Really, exactly.
Spiritual happiness is cheaper, but I think it's a little difficult.
Spiritual happiness is cheaper, but more difficult. Interesting. Yes. Another idea. It's cheaper. I'm trying to think in
economic level it's cheaper, but in working level it's very tough.
Chanting Hare Krishna free.
Chanting Hare Krishna is free.
Cheaper. But he's saying very difficult to achieve.
Exactly. The very good quality of chanting.
Yeah.
Difficult. Someone.
Spiritual happiness we can find from reading the scriptures,
Mhm.
and for material happiness you have to hold your work and then earn some money and then get happiness. Yeah.
These words make me remind Prahlad Maharaj said something the same. Prahlad Maharaj said, actually this material world, you need to work all day, you need to, not just one day, but the whole week, not just 1 week, but the whole month, and not just month, but some years and a few days and so many days and years to get something happiness in this material world. Actually, I want to give this point because Prahlad Maharaj said, real happiness, we are looking for real happiness, but we are so polluted, our consciousness, that we think that material happiness is easier. We think that material happiness is more close to us. And we are trying to go to, for example, to go to the school and 5 years, you need 5 years maybe here also, you need to go to the school, first year and second, it's here the same really, 5 years?
10 years.
10 years, okay? And you go to the school 10 years, no, I mean when you have 5 years, childhood. When the college, when the school starts here, 5 years, exactly. And you start 5 years and you need to wake up early to go to school, and 10 years studying, and after 10 years you need to go to the college, and the college again, another things, another teachers are not so good. maybe some teachers are a little crazy. When we came to the Krishna consciousness, we find teachers, actually real teachers, really take care of us, real take care of us, really. Teachers, very lovely teachers, very concerned about not just material things, but about another things, happiness, real spiritual happiness. Very good teachers like Kumar Lila Prabhu, you know. But in the school, in the college, maybe you are studying. Maybe some of your teachers are not so good, really. And we must to tolerate these persons, and sometimes these people has no very good habits, you know. And we must to have this association because there is no another way, really. And so many years, and after the college, you are trying to finish the college, and quickly you get a job. Really, you get a job very quickly. Is it? You must thinking. I have not finished the college, but I am thinking how I will get the job, and then you get a job, maybe good a job, it maybe not good a job, another thing, and maybe not good at boss. People in the same work is not a good people. So material happiness actually is very hard to achieve. The Prabhu said, when you get some happiness, material happiness, there is so many other things that they are giving to you, so distress and problems, no? And Srila Prabhupada said that, in America, maybe in Western countries, some disciples said, Prabhupada, we have in material world so many planes, airplanes, and airports. And Prabhupada said, but yes, but just to go here to the airport take me 3 hours, and plane the one city and another city just half hour or 1 hour is quickly, but from my house to the airport is 3 hours because the city is so troublesome, really. So Prabhupada, actually the scripture says, in material world, you find some solution, but you create so many problems, surrender, really. So many problems to get a little solution. So material happiness is material achievements, material success is really so difficult, but we are thinking that material happiness, material success is very easy. And we are thinking that spiritual happiness is very, very difficult, very far for us. But who said, we can go to the scriptures and read something, some very good stories, pastime, and when the Lord Krishna go to the forest, so many stories. When Lord Brahma take the cows, and it's a very sweet stories, and you know by your background, your culture, you know so many stories than myself. I am reading Bhagavatam, maybe Mahabharata, but for you it's so natural, these stories in your memory, really, because in this culture you have all these stories. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, for someone who offered to me little things, I will be happy. I will accept these things, and if Krishna accepts my offerings, then Krishna will be happy, and this happiness from Krishna I feel in my heart because Krishna is in my heart, really. And Krishna says, just offer to me, all of you know this verse, Patram, Puspam, Balam, Toyam, really. Just Patram, Puspam, a flower, water, leaves, a fruit. Everyone can, Srila Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita also in 1155, everyone can get a little leaf of Tulsi leaf, really. Everyone can, maybe in the US and in America, maybe it's difficult to get a Tulsi leaf. So happiness, achievements, spiritual achievements is far, no far, is easy, it's close to us. Because Krishna is close to us, really. And to fulfill Krishna's desire is just to turn off our face and see Krishna and try to give pleasure to him. And to give pleasure to him, how I say this very easily. Krishna says, some history, Narada Muni, I think, I don't remember who said, go to Dwaraka, try to put, ask to the gopis, ask to the all queens of Dwaraka, all these jewels. Do you remember this pastime? Narada Muni, really? And all these jewels put in one, exactly the pastime, but you know that all these jewels put in this balance, and Krishna put in the other side, really. And Krishna has no the same weight, really. This Krishna has more weight. And then Krishna, Narada Muni kept quiet.
Rukmani remove
remove Krishna, this is the word, and put a little Tulsi tree. What happened there? No, opposite, really. Actually, with a little Tulsi leaf. That means that Krishna is very, very pleased when we offer prayers, when we offer obeisances to Krishna plant, because we know who Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur. We are learning also that he always chant Hare Krishna in his ways before Tulsi Devi Maharaj, and we use it to serve him. And Tulsi Devi is very, very important. And when we offer him something to Krishna, we can put a Tulsi leaf, and Krishna will accept this offering. So if we can to fulfill these desires to Krishna and give happiness to Krishna, and then our happiness will be complete, really. Otherwise, we can get, all of you know, we know. Otherwise, we can get so many successful material sense. So many, we have many finish the career, the school, the college, and another career in college, and 2 careers and PhD. You know, all of you know that without Krishna, something is empty. Without Krishna, something is, we will be loneliness, actually, loneliness. And we can get a little things, dance before deities, and chant and read something. And with these little simple activities, Krishna will be happy, really. But in this activity, Srila Prabhupada say, we can maybe read something about Purport Bhagavad Gita, and this is 3.33. Srila Prabhupada says that our spiritual activities, all of these spiritual activities, chant Hare Krishna and offer obeisances to the deities. Let me see the verse, please. And the translation. This is 4:23. Yeah, 4:23. So all these spiritual activities, chant Hare Krishna is spiritual activity, really. Which another activities are spirituals? Which another activities? For example, if I give some money to some people on the street, is this spiritual activity?
No.
Not necessarily, really. If I open a hospital, is this spiritual activity?
No.
Not necessarily, really. If I give up all my money to one school and children with hungry, is this spiritual activity? No, really. Good activities, maybe punya karma, but there is no spiritual activities in our consciousness, in our sadhana, which are spiritual activities. Chant Hare Krishna, of course, which another? Hearing the scriptures and reading also, offer obeisances to the Lord, take prasadam. Take prasadam.
Pouring water to Tulsi Maharani.
Exactly, to give water to Tulsi Maharani. Or, in other words, is yagya, really. Because when we are doing yagya, this is offered to Krishna, sacrifice, or, in other words, offering something to Krishna. So, in this purport, I want to... Okay, the purpose of all sacrifice is to arrive of the status of the complete knowledge. Then, release from material miseries, and ultimately, to engage in love and transcendental service to the Supreme Lord Krishna consciousness. Here, nonetheless, there is a mystery about these different activities of sacrifice, and one should know this mystery. There is a mystery, a secret about when we chant, when we offer water to Tulsi, when we chant also, when we hearing, when we go to the bridge. There is a mystery, a secret. Srila Prabhupada said here, sacrifice or offerings sometimes take different forms according to the particular faith of performance. According to the particular faith of us, according to which is the condition of our hearts, these activities of sacrifice take different forms. When one's faith reaches the stage of transcendental knowledge, the performance of sacrifice should be considered more advanced than those who simply sacrifice material possessions without such knowledge. For without attainment of knowledge, sacrifice remain on the material platform and bestow no spiritual benefit. In other words, if we chant Hare Krishna without proper faith, without proper behavior, if we go to take prasadam without proper faith, without proper understanding what is happening when we take prasadam, if we go to offer obeisances to the deity without understanding what is offered to the obeisances to the deity, these activities, Srila Prabhupada said, remain in material plate of form and give no spiritual benefit. This is a question or a comment. Yeah.
Actually, there it is mentioned that if we sacrifice some material possession, but chanting Hare Krishna is not material activity, or offering obeisances is not material. So even if we don't do it properly, it should not be on material platform, I think.
Even Sukriti, we are receive Agyata Sukriti, un Sukriti, but not complete Sukriti, not real Sukriti. When we, for example, when we receive and say these 10 offenses to avoid, at the final we said remember in English, I remember in Spanish, but we must avoid this offense in order to achieve the complete, we say, Krishna Prema, the goal of life, exactly. In other words, if we chant and if we do all these activities, including in this activity, in this offense, the main goal never came home, really. We are getting some sukriti, it's a good thing because our spiritual activities, but when we put consciousness, when we put attention, when we put faith in these activities, and then this achievement, Krishna Prema, comes quickly, fast, more quick. And so we are trying to get good achievements, really, Krishna Prema. And Srila Prabhupada says one secret in this verse, one mystery. If we want to go to achieve this very good result, we must to get good faith, good faith. And when we go, for example, when we go to the deity in chant, Kumarila Prabhu yesterday said this point. If we go to the chant in Mangal Artik, if we dance to the Lord, before the Lord become more happy with us. Because actually in the Mangal Artik, what is happening there? Krishna is there, we are there also, and Krishna is seeing us. Krishna is, every Mangal Artik, Krishna is waiting the moment for see us. And we all of us in the hall, we are chanting for the Lord. And actually, the Lord is getting pleasure to see us and hear us chanting. And if we dance graciously, if we chant with our hearts, Krishna will become so happy. So every morning when we chant deities, and actually also we learn that there is no difference between the deities we have just a picture, really, but there is no, that does mean that we have just a picture and the picture is less potent. It's the same, really, because it's absolute platform. And when we chant before Krishna and the deities, Krishna is looking at us, Krishna is seeing us. And if we remind this consciousness, and then this Mangal Artik becomes more potent, really, becomes more and more potent, and we introduce and deep to this activity, spiritual activity. Otherwise, it's very good activity because it's Mangal Artik, is chanted to the Lord. But the more we can get more faith and faith, this activity becomes more powerful. And the same is when we dance, when we go to preach, when we chant in our Japamala, the same. It is said there, what is our reality? That we have no sufficient faith. Our reality is we have faith in another things. Separate. The first one, Kumar Lila Prabhu after yesterday said about someone who was ill and go to the doctor. This grandfather, do you remember? Grandfather, before the grandson said, my dear grandfather, please give up these bad habits. But I don't care. But when the people are ill and diseased, go to the doctor and say, doctor, please tell me whatever. And doctor say, okay, go to this pharmacy, not this pharmacy, and get this, not the blue, but the red pill. And people, okay, go, doctor. And with faith, because we are affiliate color and affiliate is the word, nice. And when we are in the faith system of training, really, 10 rupees may, and I can say, Prabhu, are you sure these cookies are proper to quickly to eat? It's properly to eat this cookie? And the devotee says, yes, because here it is said that has nothing bad. And Prabhu, you have faith in these 10 rupees cookies, really? We have completely that cookies say that has no egg, has no another things, crazy things. Okay. Okay. One say, okay, it's a really. We go to Kumar Lila Prabhu and say, Kumar Lila Prabhu, what does mean exactly this? It's clear. Don't worry, don't worry, I will take care for you. Like if, for example, in this last night, I was speaking with Samya Chaitanya Prabhu, and he said, okay, tomorrow I will go with you to my... And he said, okay, don't worry for the train, don't worry for everything, because I know how to reach Mayapur. And he said, don't worry, because otherwise if I am go alone to Mayapur, system of trains in India is difficult. And I think that myself alone to go to Mayapur is very difficult. I think maybe I reach another place, maybe I reach in Delhi. Maybe. So Prabhu said me, okay, don't worry, I will be with you. And when someone tells you, don't worry, it's okay, everything is okay, don't worry. But Krishna says, Sarvada. And we read this verse and go to Kumar Lila Prabhu and say, Prabhu, what does mean exactly? I cannot understand what Krishna wants to say. Krishna wants to say, worry. Krishna wants to say, don't worry everything. Just give up all this misunderstanding. Just try to be confident upon me, and I will be take for you. I will take care for you. But our situation is that our heart is so polluted that we have no complete faith. And all of beginning of Krishna consciousness consists in become strong our faith, become our heart, cleaning our heart, and then clean our heart, become strength and faith. Otherwise, without faith, Prabhupada says, there is no spiritual benefit. And we can go to the 1748 in Bhagavad Gita. No, the is 28.
17.28.
28, yes.
1728.
1728. Krishna says, Asradaya. We can read it. Asradaya hutam datam tapas tatam kritam chayat asaditi uchate partham na chatat pratyanoihap. Krishna will say something about Asradaya. What happens with we have no Srada, let's say, go to the translation. Krishna says, anything does as sacrifice, charity or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Prita, is impermanent. It is called, we have no, we want no to be useless. Everyone wants to go to platform success platform. And Krishna says, without faith, we are going to non-good place. So, which is the most powerful activity to get faith? How we can get faith? This is the natural question. Speaking about faith and without faith, what is the means to get faith? We can ask. Which is the means to get faith?
By paying reception to someone who has already faith.
Yeah.
By paying?
Reception to, I will hear from someone who already has.
Okay. Exactly. By hearing someone who has faith already. It is the same point when Krishna says to Arjuna, go to the spiritual master, tadvihi pranipatena. Because he has faith, in other words. He has which is in English, we has seen the truth, really. Okay. In other words, he has completely faith, and when we hear about faith from him, our heart is cleaning, and faith becomes strong. You have.
Invest some whatever, then the faith will increase. Whatever faith we have, invest that faith.
Okay, exactly. It's another, exactly. We have, because we have faith, really. We have no zero faith, nil faith. We have little faith, and we must try to protect, to take care this a little faith, and nourish this faith, hearing about the faith itself, hearing about Krishna's pastimes. For example, when we hear about Krishna's pastime with Sudama, his friend, and we hear how Krishna deal with Sudama, how kindly Krishna is, our faith becomes more and more big, and we must take care of a little faith, and no allow to no one destroy our little faith. And listen about Krishna, listen for our gurus, read scriptures. And this way, our faith become more and more big. And to go and again to the Lord, to the verse today,
837.
837, yes. Exactly. Srila Prabhupada said that these renunciants who always are thinking, who are friendly for everyone, and who are closely practice in the forest of vows of brahmacharya, vanaprastha, to see the all auspicious Lord's feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we want to improve our faith, we must go to search this association. Devotees, in Prabhupada said in the purport, who is these devotees? In other words, we can go association with Srila Prabhupada, which is our Acharya, really. It's the most powerful way to get association of Srila Prabhupada is by his books, exactly. In two ways, actually. His books are actually non-books, are actually spiritual statements. Actually, his books looks like books, but really, actually, there is no just books, really. And if we get in touch with Srila Prabhupada from his books, reading the books is another thing, is very important also, to share the message between the books. If we read something and go to someone else to say, try to chant Hare Krishna, to preach, in other words. Read the books and preach are two activities that is so closer to Srila Prabhupada. And so many times Srila Prabhupada speak about that. Read my books and distribute my books, or you are doing so, both of activities, reading and sharing. So you are very close to Srila Prabhupada. And if we can think in this point every day, if we can be in this consciousness that I am doing something very substance in pleasure to Srila Prabhupada, with consciousness go to preach, and with this consciousness go to read, this becomes more powerful. And then we can also, in reading Bhagavatam, give the association, take the association of all of our acharyas. Actually, these books are a result of, if we think, not only Srila Prabhupada, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also. Do you remember? He said to Srila Prabhupada, when you get money, go print the books. And we have Srimad Bhagavatam now, for Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's grace. And also Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All our acharyas will be so happy with us if we read consciously these books, if we give to others these books. In the final verse, I would like to see it is, I don't remember exactly, 284. We can search, please. 284. To conclude here, Srimad Bhagavatam said, what happened when we approach these books with faith? What happened when we have faith and go to the books? Especially Srimad Bhagavatam, we can chant Srimvatam Sradaya Nityam Grinatascha Swachestitam Kalena Natidirgadam Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. Very beautiful verse. Says, persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam or read Srimad Bhagavatam regularly are always thinking the matter very seriously, with respect, with devotion, seriously, will have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifest in their heart within a short time. Very beautiful, really. If you take very consciously the read Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam class, with proper consciousness, with faith, with devotion, with respect, then Krishna says, or Srimad Bhagavatam says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead will manifest in their heart within a short time. It's a beautiful, I mean, we can ask, what does mean this, Kumar Lila Prabhu? It's clearly, really? Clearly. We don't need to ask. Of course, we can think. Of course, we can listen about explanation this verse. Of course, but itself verse is clearly, really. In short time, Krishna comes to our heart. So let's to improve our faith, read more seriously, chant seriously, take prasadam with this consciousness, and we will get this platform. We will get Krishna in our heart in short time, very quickly. So if someone has something to say, someone has some thinking to share with us, some reflection.
Thank you for your wonderful class, especially on faith, because you have faith so really very good words to choose, that how one should be non-envy, and like this words equal to everyone. So just Kumalap also gave one class that how Dhruv Maharaj has also this quality, because of that he went back home, back to God. One verse also comes 1.10.6 Yudhishthir Maharaj. So how he is Ajat Satru. So
has no enemy.
So it's very like a special quality. So although the world is so ungrateful, that there always be, even for a pure devotee, will become very envious. This world is so ungrateful.
Yes.
So even but here said that because of the kings have no envy, the living have no enemy. Living being will not have any time being disturbed by the mental enemy. So Yudhishthira Maharaj's profile was like that only, because although he's fighting with Duryodhana and everyone, but he was so concerned. After that he saw that how he is so caring for Dhritarashtra and everyone. So this was the good.
Yes. Otherwise, Krishna says what you have been spoken impersonal future. Even them need to have dealings without envy. Krishna says this impersonalist, in other words, must be equal to everyone also. Otherwise, it's not possible. Personal or impersonal, everyone who tries to get self-realization, spiritual realization, there is no possible without seeing same. If you Krishna spiritual knowledge, there is no possible if we have enemy. It should be so. Some people should feel enemy toward us, but for them, we know that Krishna is in their heart, in his heart, and he's a devotee actually, because everyone is devotee of Krishna. Maybe he's acting like non-devotee, but we are trying to respect him.
I feel like it's cheaper and it's difficult, but there's catalyst factor like of mercy, so like it's very easier.
Yes.
And mental life is like it's costly and impossible.
Exactly. It's very difficult and impossible. So
And there is no kind.
Let's try to improve.
And when like today this open day of Seven and Third.
Exactly.
So one pastime I will like.
Please.
Seven. Sorry, principal disciple of Seven and Third.
Maybe you can put this because everyone needs to hear.
So, due to the instruction of Shyamanand Thakur, so Rasikanand Pandit came to Remuna. So I will tell in Hindi because
Okay, see for them.
so when he came to Remuna, so he heard this pastime of Khir Chor Gopinath. So I was searching and deity was not there. There was temple before, and he was searching that where is the deity. And there was no deity found. He's not able to find out the deity, and because he heard that how Chaitanya Babu came there and he is releasing the Madhvin for his pastime, that how he stolen the pots. So because he's not able to search out and no one able to tell that where is the deity, what happened? So he was just crying and praying to the Lord that please reveal where is the deity. So that time what happened, that due to the all the deities को क्या किया था, हाइड कर दिया था. तो वहाँ के जो पंडित थे तो उस डीटी में चंदन का लेप लगा के, पूरा मोटा चंदन का लेप लगा के he put inside the earth, inside the पूरा जमीन के अंदर छुपा दिए थे. So because to save the deity, तो डीटी को जब सेव कर रहे थे तो आफ्टर सम टाइम वहाँ के कुछ लोग को पता चला कि ये डीटी को मिला. तो वहाँ पे मिलता है, ऐसे सपोज करते वो चलने लगा, रोने लगे कि क्या चल रहा है. भाई तो रसिकानंद ठाकुर भी बहुत रो रहे थे, कहाँ पे है. तो क्या हुआ कि उनको लॉर्ड रिवील किए कि अरे जो चंडी पूजा हो रहा है वो अभी जब सुना तो दौड़े गए और जो गुरु उसको बोले कि अरे ये गोपीनाथ है. लेकिन वो लोग मानने नहीं लगा, अरे चंडी यही चंडी सबको चंदा मिल रहा है. तो सरस्वती बोले चंदा तो ठीक है बट उसको अंडा क्या ऑफर कर रहा है. पूरा ऐसा चल रहा था. तो वो लोग क्या किया रहे, तो उसको वो पंचायत में था गया. तो पंचायत बोला कि पंचायत को बोला देखो क्या कीजिए, हम कुछ नहीं बोल रहे. रसिकानंद बोले हमको कुछ नहीं चाहिए, बस इसका थोड़ा सिंदूर हटा के दिखा. तो वो लोग बोले चलो इतना संभाल लेते हैं. पंचायत बोला तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं. तो जैसे उसको हटाने लगा तो उसका पैर दिखा सबको. वहाँ पे पूरे सब लोग, सारा वैष्णव, सारा डिवोटी लोग सब, और जितना गांव का था सब लोग आ गया था. तो इसे पैर दिखा, फिर धीरे धीरे हटाते देखा लॉर्ड मैनिफेस्ट हो गया. तो वो तो बोलने लगा जय गोपीनाथ जय गोपीनाथ जय गोपीनाथ जय गोपीनाथ. तो बोलने लगा, बहुत लोग इंचेंटेड हो गया और गाने लगा गोपीनाथ 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 डिग्री मिला. तो फिर उसको फिर से रसिकानंद ठाकुर जी फिर से उसको एस्टैब्लिश करते हैं और फिर से डीटी वर्शिप का पूरा फिर से सब कुछ उधर बहुत खराब लगने लगा. क्या ऑफेंस कर दिया, क्या ऑफर कर दिया. वैष्णव लोग रोने लगे वहाँ पे. तो फिर से हमको एस्टैब्लिश कर पूरा वर्शिप फिर से एस्टैब्लिश.
One group photo with you.
So we are very fortunate that we got the association of Dhira Prabhu. Saurabh क्या? CSC.